Hey everybody, welcome back to Fun Facebook Live Games. If you haven't been catching the series, we've already put up Deal or No Deal as part one, uh, Jeopardy for part two, and No Wheel of Fortune for number three, part three. So today, on this video, I am going to share with you some fun card games that you can do on your Facebook Lives. All right, so the only thing that you would need is maybe another foam board like in video one and two. You might want a foam board. You might have a clear wall space that you can do it as well. That's maybe behind you when you go live. You could do it on a wall. Whatever works for you, you could do it on cork board, whatever, okay? Poster board, that would work too. So what I did is the first card game that I'm going to share with you is Card Sharks. Okay, for those of you that have been around a while, you've probably seen it like on the Game Show Network or way back when. Card Sharks is a fun game played with two different individuals, and there are five cards on a board, and basically the host of the show will flip over one card, okay? And the player has to choose if they think the next card's going to be lower or higher than this first card. And if they say lower, they get it, they get to go again. And they say lower again. Of course, this is a brand new deck, so I haven't shuffled them up, right? So if they can go all the way through the five cards without getting something wrong, then they win the game. Okay, so if say they get and they come to say maybe they come to an 8 that's right in the middle and they don't know if it should, they're really if you get an ace, which is the highest, it's going to be lower for the most part. It could be a tie and then oops, but if it's an ace, chances are the best chance there is it's going to be lower. If it's a 2, it's going to be higher, right? 8 is right in the middle. So they might say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's higher or lower. I don't want to take a chance. Can I freeze? And then on the next hand, when it's their turn again, because then you if they freeze, then they stop playing, but they didn't lose all their cards. Okay. So then the next one, they might get this card. And now it's a 7. Now they can make a choice, but they can't freeze. They have to do something at that point. So that's just a general overview of the TV show. The game is going to be played very similar. So what I do is I get a jumbo or giant playing cards. I got these right from Amazon. You can just find them, jumbo, giant. You want bigger ones, so they're going to be showing, again, in the back, they're going to be very small, or people are going to be able to see what they are. The bigger face cards are going to be better. Okay, so then I thought, well, I also need a deck of cards. For another game that we're going to talk about too. And I got these ones and I didn't realize I thought these were the real big ones, but I have an idea for this too. So, all right, so let me it's going to be very difficult to shuffle these. I probably should have shuffled them before, but I'm just going to shuffle them right now for a minute. All right, so again, I'm going to go to my VIP group. I'm going to say, you guys were playing Card Sharks tonight. Come on in, sign up if you're going to be there, must be present to win. So, and basically this one might be that you give them a free product, okay? Maybe the winner gets a free product. Maybe it gets, a discount. It could be free tax. You can do whatever, okay? So then I'm going to have a board, like a foam board set up, and what I will use for those. For these are going to be, the little scrapbooking little glue dots where you can just put a glue dot right there where it's not going to ruin the card. You just take your cards. So I'm going to try to do this in a fashion that doesn't require me seeing the cards, okay? I probably will create this all while they're watching, okay? This way, it's all up and up, right? So I'll get these cards all shuffled. I'll even probably shuffle them on the, you know, while I'm live. And then I'm just going to take the top card and hold it like this, stick the glue dot under it and put it and place it. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to try to find some more of these cards in a different color. Okay, some larger cards in a different color. So because on your board, you're going to have 5 cards and maybe you only have 3, maybe you have 2, however you want to do it. And you're going to have player 1 up here, player 2 down here, and you're going to have them going all the way across, right? And you don't want, again, you don't want to accidentally, show the cards as you're showing them. You got to make sure it's, you know, where they can see you putting the board together if you want, but don't let them see the cards, right? So then you're going to call these people and you're going to draw, and you're going to say, okay, I need player number 1, and you draw player number 1. Or maybe you do it in the comments, because we all know the algorithms needs the comments on Facebook Live. So if you're going to do it without doing drawings, you're going to say, you know, you could say something, okay, everybody say bling. Okay, anybody that says bling or whatever your keyword is, I'm going to take the 5th and 12th person that says bling, and you're going to be contestant number 1 and number 2. Okay, so then you get your contestants, you put your board together, and then you let your contestant, you flip the first card over, which is this, and that contestant has to say what their next card is. And we ask them, is it higher or lower? Let's see, I'll say higher. Ooh, okay, so is your next card higher or lower? Lower. Okay, is your next card higher or lower? Lower. Oh, okay, so now she loses all those cards, and we go to the next person, and she says, is it higher or lower? She might go lower. Okay, higher. Okay, so far we're doing good. Maybe she goes lower again. Oh, now we lose all those cards. But now if she would have froze, then on the next hand, she would be almost there, and I would pull this up and then tell her, now is it higher or lower? And she'll say lower. No, so now she loses them, okay? But you continue to play with the same 2 contestants until one person wins. And whether, depending on how many cards you want, how many cards they've, you know, you put up in your board. You continue to win and you play until one player gets all of their cards guessed correctly. And if you have to reshuffle cards, whatever. But that's a fun game and shouldn't take long. And a lot of people will be like cheering them on. And, you know, maybe we have, you know, maybe the other thing that you can do, because again, you want these algorithms, you want more comments, you want more emojis flying up in the air. So you can tell people, you know, the rest of the people that are there watching you, you guys give support to her. If you think it's higher, put a heart. If you think it's lower, put a thumbs up. Okay, so have that going, and people will be shooting hearts up, trying to tell that person, oh, it's higher, you know. So have fun with it. I hope that works. Another game. Okay, so I've got a couple that are still in my head, so I'm kind of thinking these through. So when I lived in Florida and I would belong to the American Legion post, they played something called the Queen of Hearts. Okay, so I'm thinking these cards, because you have to use all the cards and getting them on a small poster board or something, you're probably going to need a smaller deck of cards. So how the Queen of Hearts work is the biggest prize is under the Queen of Hearts, whatever you decide to do that with. All right, this game could take months to complete. It could take hours or weeks, depending on how you want to play it. All right, again, you want to get your people that are going to play it. You want to shuffle the cards up. Now in this one, it'll be kind of hard, but you could do it. I don't know that I would do this all on screen because of the way it is, okay? The other thing is what I would do, so you want all 52 of these cards. The jokers you can leave in there. You can choose to leave all 52, or maybe if you have a smaller area, maybe put 20 cards or 5 or whatever. And then so what you're going to show to the group are numbers. So you're going to have them all on a board, 1 card here, 1 card there, you know, evenly or as close spaced out on your board, filling your whole board, however big that board is, okay? Then what you're going to do is you'll have certain things like In the post that I belong to, the Queen of Hearts was worth the big jackpot, whatever that was. And the other thing it did is it accrued over the week. So like this week, if nobody hit the Queen of Hearts, the pot got bigger next week. Okay, so maybe you could use your hostess rewards for this in Paparazzi. I don't know how the other companies work, but so with Paparazzi, for every 10 items you sell, like at a hostess party, for every 10 items, the hostess would get one free. So I call those the hostess rewards. So a lot of times what I'll do is for every 10 items, I just keep track. This week I sold 50 items, or this live I sold 50 items. So there's 5 hostess rewards that I can actually give away, right? So again, you can make those as you sell more pieces and sell more stuff. You could give each week you could add $5 to the bin. You could add 2 pieces and 3 pieces each week. It's a new, you keep adding more pieces. At the end, if it takes 52 weeks to get through all these cards, then you could have 52 pieces that you give away at the end of the year, right? So when that person finally gets that one, that one. So the other thing they do is every queen is worth something, and every joker is worth something if you choose to use the jokers. Okay, you could change it and do queens are worth something. You get, if you get any of the other queens, you get a free piece. Or maybe the queens are worth necklaces, or the queens are worth hand creams, and the kings are worth whatever, a Norwex dish towel. The 10s are worth a Mary Kay lip liner. Okay, whatever your company is, have something different. You could have everyone's a winner if you want, or you could have some duds in there, right? So the most way that I've ever seen it is the Queen of Hearts is always the biggest winner. The other queens get something, and the jokers get something. So there's the 4 Queen of Hearts and the 2 jokers. There's 6 winners out of 52. Okay. However, like I said, if you like to give a lot of free pieces away, you could make something with the whole deck of cards, and there could be something free. I would try to do it because it's going to be kind of harder to go, okay, if you get, you'd have to have a whole darn list of 52 cards somewhere and say, okay, the Ace of Hearts is worth this prize, the Ace of Diamonds is worth this, the 2 of Clubs, so on and so forth. But this way, you would have, I don't know. In my opinion, I would do the queens and the jokers, maybe the aces, but choose what you want to do and have whatever it is under each one. Now, they got to know which card to pick. It's going to be very difficult if all they see is a board with a bunch of different cards around there, right? So you're going to have to number these cards. By numbering these cards, you don't want to use them more than once. Okay, so once these cards are done, you basically throw them away, get a new deck of cards. Okay, because if, say, the joker was under number 1 and they won a big prize for the joker, then they're going to know number 1 is always the big prize, right? So the other thing that you could do is you could, if you used a little bit bigger card or smaller Post-it notes, is you could put your board all the way up, get your board all the way up, and then take Post-it notes and put the numbers on the Post-it notes so that you can always reuse those Post-it notes on different cards later and stick with one deck of cards, right? So hopefully those 2 card games, I have more, but I'm saving them for a later time. So today we've talked about Card Sharks and the Queen of Hearts. So I hope that gives you an idea on some fun games that you can play, and how you choose to do that, whether you have everybody pick, a bunch of people pick a card each time you go live, or you choose to do one every time you go live. One person every time you go live, once every month, whenever you want to. Okay, hope it was helpful. If it was, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And if you choose to use either one of these games, please share in the comments below on how it worked for you. Thanks. Have a great day. See ya for the next game.